Check, 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 test, test, test. We're doing it. What's up? What was that meow? That was like a... That's not how you meow. You don't go... You go meow. What's up, guys? Happy Halloween. Dude, f*** it. People are already putting up Halloween decorations. They were weeks ago. Because we've had the longest, hottest summer on record. And people are like, we're done. Like, we deserve this. Let us have this. We are going to will fall into existence. We are going to manifest temperatures in the low 90s, because for us, that's winter. Please bring us 91 degrees, please, so we can bring out our hoodies and our jackets and our parkas and our mittens and our, what are those things that go over your ears that no one wears, but stores keep making them? Earmuffs. Dude, earmuffs are so strange. Anyway, I got a couple announcements. We're going to start with some announcements. Buckle up for announcements. First of all, as you guys know, the merch shop is open. See you later, Kevin. The merch shop is open. Thank you guys for buying shirts. I get a notification every time that, actually I get 2 notifications every time somebody buys a shirt. I don't know how that's happening. I don't know why. And I'm sitting really awkwardly right now because half of my chair is a cat. So if that cat could just... Thank you. Oh, Kevin's so cute. He's rubbing his face on the carpet over by the drum set. And he just looks real cute for a big old fat ass. Anyway, I get 2 notifications every time you guys buy a shirt, and so it makes me happy 2 times. I get happy 2 times every time somebody buys a shirt, somebody buys a mug, somebody buys a sticker, somebody buys anything. I get 2 notifications. I get notifications 2 times, and it makes me super happy, and also I'd love to be able to turn that off. Or do I? Maybe I like being happy 2 times. Isn't that what the Doors sang about? Happy 2 times, or love you 2 times, whatever. Yes, I am as nasally as I sound. Kevin. Okay, did you hear the intro? I know there's really echoey because I was using the camera audio instead of the Shure mic audio. But Kevin has been doing this weird thing where he's been like experimenting with his meows, and I'm not sure I'm into it. He's given me some, maybe I can respect the variety actually, because she gives me the same meow every time. It's just meow, meow. Do it. There you go. Same meow every time. Broken record, this cat. All day, all the time. Meow, meow, meow. But Kevin... Hey, come here. I'm talking about you. Yo, hey. Kevin, come here. He doesn't want to. But Kevin, sometimes he's got this like really off-putting, gravelly meow, like he's, waking up from a bender and just hungover out of his mind, and he's just like, meow. Like it takes every ounce of life he has left within him just to make a sound to communicate with me that I have not filled up his food bowl in several days. And he's just like, it's very off-putting. It's like the worst sound ever. And then sometimes he's got kind of a regular like, meow, 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 just kind of regular cat meows. But then lately it's been like a, and I'm like, whoa, dude, what's that all about? Stop with that. Whoa. Don't squeak at me. Talk to me like a human. Let's talk man to man, which neither of us are. Anyway, yes, merch shop is open. Please, you guys, keep buying shirts. Buy them for your friends. It really, really helps the podcast. Like, I'm already like super pleased with how the whole thing's going. The Shopify, it works smoothly. That's what I was going to say. It works smoothly. It works smoothly and seamlessly. And I'm super happy with it. Announcement number dos. I was announced today as a cast member. Kevin? I was announced today as a cast member in Pool Party Massacre 2. What? I can't remember. I think I already told you guys about this. I think I did, but I think I'm allowed to talk about it now that it's been announced. But my character's name is Jacqueline. She's a sassy goth. I may or may not make it to the end of the film. I'm not the lead, so that should tell you that I may or may not make it to the end of the film, and that you probably, whatever you're thinking, it's probably correct. With however my character ends up. But, maybe you're wrong. I don't know. You should check out the movie anyway. I wear a bikini. I make some grumpy faces. I'm sassy. It's great. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's horror, comedy, silliness. So if you're into that, that's awesome. And then third announcement, number tres. Amazing, incredible news for Death Battle fans. Do you guys, if you're a Death Battle fan, then you already know what I'm about to talk about. But basically, Death Battle is like one of the longest running YouTube shows, wildly popular. Like so many fans started on Screw Attack. Now it's on Rooster Teeth. And Rooster Teeth went under. It fell apart. Everybody lost their jobs on the same day, found out at the same time. I hate stuff like that. And it made me so mad that all my friends over at Rooster Teeth just all lost their jobs. But thankfully, the dudes at Death Battle were able to get the rights to the show back. And they did a Kickstarter, and they just exceeded their goal by hundreds of thousands of dollars. They have so much money now. They have enough money to make Death Battle for like years. And I'm the female character in the show called Jocelyn the Intern. And I started out as a live action, as a voiceover, and then I was a live action character, and now I'm animated. So I love being a side character in this show. But it's happening. So Jocelyn may or may not be coming back. Dude, I'm so excited. They haven't told me one way or the other, but I am flying to Texas soon to hang out with the guys and have a party for the Kickstarter.
I'm Jocelyn, and I've been promoted. I'm about to do all the research nobody else wants to, straight from the desk of Death Battle.
Anyway, so I traumatized my kids. No, I didn't. I played a prank on my kids that we may find out traumatized them later in life. It might be fodder for the tell-all. I'll hear about it when they're in their 30s. They're going to be like, hey, remember that time you did that thing? Well, it scarred me for life. And it's the reason that I am the way that I am, Mom. Well, at that point, they'll be like, Lisa. They'll be calling me by my first name, which they already kind of do. But anyway, so here's what happened. We wanted to surprise our children. Chloe is 7. Calvin is 5. We were going to surprise them with tickets to Monster Jam. But like the Hot Wheels rip-off version of it. We're gonna you can buy a ticket, but you can buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Come on down to Hot Wheels. What? I don't even know what it's called. But it's the monster truck rip-off version by Hot Wheels that's a lot more affordable. It's way cheaper. It's way cheaper, dude. It's like more than half the price of, look, you're not going to see Megalodon, but you're going to see Tiger Shark, and it's kind of just as good. Kind of. So anyway, me and Jess and Matt are friends who live in our neighborhood. They also have 2 kids. They have Jade and Milo. They're all friends. All our kids are friends. And we got together and we're like, hey, let's buy them tickets to the knockoff Monster Jam, and then let's not tell them. We'll totally surprise them. And then I think it was my idea to say, yeah, let's tell them we're taking them to a special weekend math class, like a math intensive workshop. Because, they all need to brush up on their math. And so we went all in. We're like, okay, guys, we're going to this math class, and we're going to do some math. And at first they're just like what? What are you talking about? Like math on a weekend? Like we don't have school on weekends. We're like, well, guess what? This week you do. So go put your math pants on and saddle up, partner, because we're going to go figure out sums and dividends and long division, short division, all the divisions, every length of division. We're doing it all. And they were kind of like, they bought it, dude. They bought it. They're like, okay. In fact, my daughter, who likes math, was like, oh, okay. Yay. So we kept the ruse going throughout the morning. of the knockoff Monster Jam show. And we just kept upping the ante, right? Like I was like, yeah, it's a 4-hour math class. And Chloe's like, 4 hours? And I'm like, don't worry, they'll give you a 5-minute break in the middle of it. And she's like, well, you and Dad gonna be there? I'm like, yeah, we're gonna be watching you through a glass pane one-way window. So like you can't see us, but we'll be able to see you and we'll just monitor you. And there's just like, there's no music and there's no talking and you can't sit with each other. Okay. It's like and the whole room's beige. Just everything's very beige. So prepare for that. So we take them to the Orleans. It's the champagne of locals casinos, here in Vegas. It's kind of dirty and gross. We took them to the Orleans, and there's just like kids everywhere. They got monster truck shirts on. They got monster truck toys. People are like, yeah, we're gonna. I mean, thankfully, like nobody was like yelling like monster trucks. Like there was no chants. It's good. It was a good time to not have a chant. So then, we go through security, which at no point did my kids question. No, actually, oh my gosh, before we got to security, this is where I win Mom of the Year. This is where they contact me and they're like, congratulations, Lisa Foyles, you have just been nominated and you won because you were the only one nominated because there was nobody who could compete with what you did. You won Mom of the Year and we need to know where to send your cash prize and your trophy. So just give us your address because we're going to send that cash prize and that trophy over to you because you're Mom of the Year. Best mom ever. Best mom ever, Mom of the Year, all of them. I won every award in just one moment, and I'll tell you what that moment was. Okay, so we're walking in the parking lot from the car to the entrance to Will Call into the Orleans, and my kids are like excited, but also like math. So how excited can you really be? And Chloe's doing some kind of like dance move because like little girls love to just like bust a move all the time. They'll like take one bite of macaroni and cheese and then just like sashay across the kitchen and then do a pirouette and then come back. And if you're my kids, that's it. That's all you want for dinner. It's just one spoonful of mac and cheese. So she's busting a move in the parking lot. She's doing a dance and she trips over her own legs and she falls on the pavement. She falls on the pavement. Not hard. She doesn't scrape herself. There's no blood. There's no lesions. Is that the right word? There's no, like her skin is all intact. But she did get her hands like completely dirty and, she was like, they hurt. And, she's crying and we're like hugging her and, making sure she's okay. And Chloe's like, my hands hurt. And I go, and I quote, well, then how are you going to hold a pencil for the math class? Yay! Back up the truck with all the cash. Back up the truck with the cash award for Best Mom of the Year. Beep, beep, beep. Back up the truck. Dump out that cash. Get a crane for the trophy. We're going to have to cut a hole in the ceiling to get this trophy into the house. Because it's the biggest trophy ever because she's Mom of the Year and no one could ever compete with that because her daughter fell down in a parking lot and she thought she was going to a math class and her mom said, well, how is she going to hold a pencil if her hand hurts from falling on the ground as there's tears falling down her child's face. But I know that sounds bad, but like she was fine. Like she didn't really hurt herself. She was like literally back to normal like 10 seconds later. But even my friends who also have a dark sense of humor, I think they were even like, oh my God, really? How is she gonna hold a pencil? So we're still sticking with the ruse. We're walking through security and they still have not questioned that it's a math class. They're still totally on board that they're going to a 4-hour math class at the Orleans Hotel and Casino on a Sunday afternoon, surrounded by kids holding monster truck toys. They're still like, let's go to math class. This is a weird place for the class to be, but I guess let's go. Let's go. Love to do some subtraction right now. So we're walking through the tunnels, like where you enter your section. It's like section 103, section 102, section 1, like walking past. They're trying to like look through the entrance to like see what's going on in the big the what's it called? Not the theater. It's the like a stadium. No, it's not. It's an arena. Gosh, I couldn't think of the word arena. I don't need your judgment. I don't need your judgment. So they're trying to peek inside the arena, and we're like, no. Every time they're peeking, we're like, hey, come over here. Stay with the group. Like, don't look. And it's not until we find the door with our section where we're like, okay, newsflash, y'all. We're not going to math class. And none of them were like, no shit. They were all like, oh, what? And we're like, we're going to Monster Jam. We're going to the Hot Wheels rip-off version of Monster Jam. And my kids are like, yeah. And they're like jumping up and down and they're partying. And then they go into the arena and we find our seats and they're like dancing. And they're doing YMCA, which is weird because how would the kids know that song? It's like strange. It's great. They're just playing Baby Shark. And I'm like, that hit, that's not popular anymore. What's happening right now? And there's trucks and they got big wheels and they're running over cars and it's chaos. And it was a great fun time. So yeah, maybe we traumatized them a little bit, but who can be traumatized when you're watching Tiger Shark, the knockoff version of Megalodon? How can you be sad watching a monster truck covered in colored lights? Doing like, they're having like, it's like a monster truck rave. It's like, but while watching like total destruction. It's great. It's great. So that was really fun. And then the most curious part of the show for me was they brought out a monster truck. Kind of looked like one of those trucks in Jurassic Park where they got a dinosaur in the back, and they're like, "Don't open the latch. We got like 5 velociraptors in that thing." And then someone does, and then you make 7 movies. So it kind of looked like that, and then it's intense, right? They lower the lights, and there's like a spotlight on this truck, and I was like, oh, what's gonna happen? And I especially was like, what's gonna happen? Because I had 2 beers, giant beers, and I was like, oh, what's going on? And then this thing unfolds, it opens up. There's like smoke coming out of it. There's sound effects. I was like, oh, and then like coming out like Dracula out of a casket, this T-Rex, mechanical T-Rex, like unfolds forward, and he's got these big talon hands, and he's got this jaw that's like, and everyone's like losing their mind. I'm like, yeah, mechanical T-Rex, yeah. And then this mechanical T-Rex rolls forward and grabs one of the cars that the monster trucks have been smashing, right? It's not a monster truck show unless cars are getting smashed. It's not a monster truck show unless cars are getting smashed, and so are the moms. I'm getting smashed, I'm drinking beers, the cars are getting smashed, they're getting run over by giant wheels, and then the T-Rex comes in and like picks up the car in its talons, puts it in its giant jaws, and just and we're all cheering, and then it does it again, 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 and I'm sitting there like, this has been way too long of this happening. This has been almost a half an hour, maybe more, maybe creeping up on 40 minutes of this mechanical T-Rex eating a car. We get it. And it just, he's still got nya. We're like, okay. All right, we get it. Bring back Gangster. Dude, that's how you know. That's how you know it's a knockoff monster truck event when one of the trucks is named Gangster. Yeah, and I was all in on Gunky, man. I'm like, go Gunky. Dude, it doesn't get more underdog than something named Gangster. So I'm rooting for the underdog. Tiger Shark. Too mainstream for me. But yeah. So this horrifying T-Rex monster, it kind of just turned into like, You know, when you're at a family dinner and you got like your elderly relatives there and everybody's like done eating and everybody wants to go, but then grandma's only like 2 bites into her mashed potatoes and she's got like a full meal in front of her. And you're like, Grandma, God, we gotta go, man. We gotta go, Grandma. We gotta go. We're a party of 17. They need the table, Grandma. And then just slow, eating so slow, just eating so slow. You're like, Grandma, they need these 17 chairs, Grandma. It's rush hour on a Saturday. There's families have been waiting outside this TGI Fridays for like 2 hours. They're staring us down. They're getting hostile, Grandma. Hurry up. But she doesn't hurry up because when you're old, you can do whatever you want. So that's kind of how I was feeling with this giant T-Rex. I'm like, okay, this has gone on too long. We get it. And then finally, it's done. And this is to the great relief of Weston, who is a 3-year-old baby, the cutest little dude ever. I talk about Jackie all the time. And so it's her son. And so she's in a different section. It was one of those like, dude, this was like the place to be. We ran into like so many people we knew. It was like, what is going on? This was like the place to be in Vegas on that Sunday. So she's with Weston, this 3-year-old little boy. He's terrified of this T-Rex. I find this out later. He was terrified. And I'm like, was he terrified for 40 minutes? She's like, yes. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like that thing didn't just come out, shovel food in its mouth over the sink like you and I do and then get to its appointment. No, this thing came out and took its damn time like Grandma at TGI Fridays for a party of 17 during rush hour on a Saturday. That is what this T-Rex was doing. And poor Weston apparently was losing his mind the whole time, terrified, so scared. But to make it worse better, when the T-Rex was done, and it was like, everyone's cheering, mostly because he's done, finally. Jackie turns to Wes and she's like, he's done, baby. He's done. He's all done. We're all done with the scary part of the show. It's all going to be okay. And then what does the mechanical T-Rex do? Like turns and literally sets his sights on the section where Jackie and Weston are sitting. Like looks right at them. And then starts rolling toward them. Jackie had just promised Weston that the horrors were over. And yet, now there's a giant mechanical T-Rex flocking this way. They're flocking this way. That's a Jurassic Park quote. So it's coming this way. It's going right toward him. Like it's going to go pluck Weston out of the seats like a claw machine and then chomp on him for 40 minutes. Like that's what it's looking like it's about to happen. But thankfully it doesn't. He makes a quick right, a slow right, and then does a little, goodbye tour around the arena before he f***s off backstage, Thank God. But no, the show was fun. The show was great. I traumatized my kids and I won Mom of the Year. So all in all, pretty great day. So as you know, we canceled our Disneyland annual passes. We're done. We're no longer pass holes. Although that's a term for, that's one of my favorite terms. A pass hole is a annual pass holder at Disneyland who just feels very entitled all the time because they're a pass holder. And so they act like brats. They act like spoiled brats because they think they're better than every other paying customer at that park because they're a pass holder. So they're pass holes. We've never been pass holes. So, no longer pass holder, but this had us kind of thinking about other theme parks in the southwest region of America where we live. You got the California parks. There's nothing else in Nevada. We're looking at the Southern California parks. San Diego and LA. You know, you got Knott's Berry Farm. You got Universal Studios with that brand new Mario game. It's me, Mario. Hey, it's me, the green lizard from Mario. It's my favorite. So you got Mario Land. Hey, come to Mario Land. Race around some go-karts. Hey, eat a mushroom. Eat some shrooms with the Bowser and the Princess Peach. It's gonna be a rocking good. What does it say? Hella good time. Yeah. So then you got SeaWorld, which I don't know about that one. Whatever. We're not controversial here. Legoland. Yay! We love Legoland, so we could try that one. You got the San Diego Zoo. You got there's ships in San Diego, just like big old boats you can go, hang out on. And it was just like I was going full. I was walking that nostalgia path, right? That like memory lane. The street lights on memory lane were popping on one by one. Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. My memory lane was all turning on. It was illuminated. It was beautiful. It was like the electric light parade in my brain. Memory lane, here we go. We're remembering things. We're remembering things fondly. We're remembering other things not so fondly. But you know what? It's good. It's good to time travel in your mind a little bit and go back to that time. And mostly this happened because we were talking about Six Flags. Oh, Six Flags in Valencia, California. Ah, Valencia. That's where the Kevins came from. They were born in Valencia, and we drove all the way to Valencia to get these two garbage cats who just won't die. They breed them strong in Valencia. So as soon as we started talking about Six Flags, I had these these memories, these glimmers. I heard this is great. Did you see I don't know if this is true, but I read it on, I saw a screen cap of a tweet on Instagram, so it must be true. Somebody said the opposite of a trigger is called a glimmer. And, a trigger is something that gives you a trauma response and makes you think of bad things, but a glimmer is the complete opposite of that. A glimmer is like something that reminds you of a really positive, happy thing in your life. And apparently if the more glimmers you recognize in your life, the more they occur. And I'm like, I love that. I don't usually buy into this like Instagram hoodoo voodoo advice, whatever. The kind of advice where half the time they're like, treat yourself. And then half the time is like, you need to work hard and get off your butt. It's all very contradictory, but I really liked that one. So what was I saying? Yeah. So in Six Flags, I was remembering how much fun I used to have at Six Flags as a kid when I didn't even realize that it was mostly just like run by gangs. That's the thing, right? Is that like as parents, you look at all these theme parks and you kind of judge them differently because you've had more life experience. So you look at Disneyland and you're like, oh, that one's way better than all the other theme parks. Head and shoulders above all theme parks, Disneyland is the... I don't know if I can say that. I'm going to bleep it. Disneyland is the best, we'll say. But when you're a kid, you don't think that way. When I was living in Southern California, I had just as much fun, if not more fun, at Knott's Berry Farm and Six Flags than I did at Disneyland. In fact, as I got a little bit older, I had way more fun at Six Flags and Knott's because there were bigger roller coaster and scarier rides, and I was like super into that. So, and my kids are starting to get to that age where they just want to do it all. So I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter if like if Six Flags is like way worse and scarier and more dangerous-er than Disneyland. Like our kids don't care. Like we'll put an air tag on them. It's fine. We'll tell them it's math class. It'll be all right. So when I was thinking about Six Flags, I was thinking about when I went with my cousin Kate. We got there and we're going on roller coasters and we kept noticing as we were walking out of the ride, they would show your picture, right? Because that's what theme parks love to do. They love to put you in a terrifying situation where you're about to shit your pants, and then they take a picture of you while it's happening. You're going down a 90-degree fall to perhaps your death, and you're just like, And they're like, click. Here you go. Would you like to buy this for $55? Show your friends and family. They'll be so proud of you. Oh, wow. Look at you. Look at that horrible face you're making on that death drop that you're on. Cool. Make a Christmas card out of it. It would be great. So me and Kate, we kept having so much fun, right? Because when you're a kid, you don't have a cell phone. You're living in the moment. We were living in the moment. We were going on the roller coasters, and then we got off the ride, and we're like, oh, man. We forgot to smile for the camera again because we were having so much fun. So it happened like 3 times. We're like, dang it. Because we wanted to get a funny picture. We wanted to do like a funny pose for a picture where we're like, you're on a roller coaster and you're doing something silly, and then they take your picture, and then you don't buy it, but you try to sneak a picture with like at that point, your little, what's the cameras that like, the disposable cameras. I remember the sound more than the names. Like, you gotta wind it. Click, and then your finger was over the lens. And so you don't find out for 6 weeks that was the case. But anyway, so we decided, we're like, yo, the next roller coaster we go on, we're gonna hold the pose. We're gonna hold the funny pose the whole time because we don't know where the camera is, and we wanna make sure today we get at least one picture of us doing something funny on a roller coaster. So me and Kate were like, here we go. We wait in line for an hour. We get on the ride. We're like, what's our pose gonna be? And we decided, we're like, let's do finger guns at each other, and just like, we'll do 2 finger guns pointing at each other, mouths open, very Ace Ventura. This is gonna be our pose, and it's gonna be great. So we get on the roller coaster, and from the inception, from the beginning, when you're going click, 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 for so long, we held the pose. We held the pose the whole time. Now, we were not smart children. If you are a roller coaster rider, you know that there are a lot of different kinds of roller coasters. There are smooth roller coasters, and then there are old, rickety, terrifying death trap roller coasters that may or may not fall apart at any time and should be burned to the ground. I'll let you guess which one this was. It was the death trap one. And the death trap ones, they're not just like, they don't glide on the track. They don't glide around. It's not like Incredicoaster. It's like, shoom, 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 like you're like ice skating. You're shoom, shoom. No! This is like, I can't, it's just, it was so rickety. Like, even being young and healthy and like not having any spinal issues, I think I developed spinal issues going on that particular roller coaster on that day. It was just like, and it didn't, and because there was no loopity loops, oh my God. Okay, I just made my things fall on my set. It's okay, it was all for the bit. So, because it didn't have any loop-de-loops and we weren't going upside down, it didn't have a bar that goes over the shoulders. It was just a lap bar. Looking back, very dangerous. All of this, very dangerous. So not only are we trying to hold this pose the whole time, but we're on the scariest, shakiest roller coaster ever made. I think it was like one of the first ones ever built at Six Flags, like in the 60s or so. I don't know how old it was, early 80s, early 90s. I don't know, but they were just discovering how to make roller coasters at this point, I assume, because this thing was basically being held together by zip ties and prayers. Prayers from me mostly. So I'm sitting there with Kate. We're in our little roller coaster with the lap bar. We're trying to hold our pose, gritting our teeth, not holding on to anything, because again, we're holding our pose because we don't know where the camera's going to be. So we're holding our pose. We're just getting jostled left and right. You know, like when you take groceries home and you don't tie the bags and they're in your trunk, and every time you turn a corner, it's like, you're like, there goes the milk. Hope it didn't land on the bread. It did. So we're just like, we're gritting. There's tears running down our eyes, but we're still smiling and holding the pose, and we're still finger gunning at each other, just, hey, and we're staring into each other's eyes, and we can both see that we're crying. And we're gritting our, well, I guess we weren't gritting our teeth because we had our mouths open like, ah. But in spirit, we were gritting our teeth, and we were tightening every muscle in our body, just like. So we're in so much pain by the end of this roller coaster. We're in so much pain. We don't feel good. And we're just broken people stepping out of the little car. And we're like, well, at least we'll get our picture. And we stumbled down the exit of the roller coaster. And then we realized they don't take your picture on that particular roller coaster. There was no camera. I assume they don't want a method of documenting whatever might happen on this coaster of death. So we were pretty in pain the rest of the day, needless to say. Oh my gosh, you guys. It's so funny looking back. I wish I had a video of us on the scariest roller coaster of all time. Just like, trying to hold this finger gun pose. And then it not being necessary because there was no camera. Any other roller coaster would have been way better to do that on, and we just chose the wrong one because we're young and we're stupid. Definitely would have gone along with the going to math class bit because we're young and dumb. All right, let me check the time. Oh, I already went way too long. I went way too long. Anyway, I had a couple more stories. I have some all that stories I'm going to tell next week. It's been a while since I've told some good all that stories. But anyway, please check out the merch store. Buy some stuff. Take a picture of you in the stuff. Send it to me. I'll post it. I really appreciate you guys. Take care. And remember, if you're in the Las Vegas area, September 16th through 21st, I'm playing the Oktoberfest week at Craft House Brewery. It's going to be super fun. I'm going to wear a little German outfit. Drink a lot of beer. And remember, Tuesdays at the Punk Rock Museum is my band Von Bolt's residency. So please come to Vegas on a Tuesday. It's going to rock. All right. Love you guys. Bye. People with allergies wake up just like, time to sneeze the day. Bad joke.